just recapping just what like our options from this passing sequence. So all of the passing sequences come off basically committing to this first part of the passing sequence. By squatting down, I keep my upper body quite safe, especially with this side here, my left side, because Hafa has the inside space on my left arm. He's kind of winning that battle. Okay, so as an example, if I don't use the squat and I don't protect my knee, if Hafa takes a collar grip with his left hand, because he has the inside space, really easy for him to attack my upper body. So what you have to realize is when you're in the spider lasso, especially when they have this bicep right threaded through, they've actually won the inside space battle on this side. Okay, so we're essentially at a deficit here. Okay, a lot of people don't realize this, and this is what usually results in people getting omoplata or triangle. So you have to identify when they have that inside space, they've won that battle. So we're using this knee behind the hamstring to basically mitigate them attacking this arm. It's not that they can't completely attack the arm, it's just going to be a bit harder for them to do so because we can actively frame against their hamstring and we can actually pull back and resist a lot easier. As opposed to if I'm here, if I just start trying to row back my arm, Huff is still in a much stronger position. Okay, I just have a pulling mechanism, but when I insert the knee behind the hamstring, I have a pushing mechanism as well. Okay, so I have a frame. So we take that drawstring grip, we're getting our shoulder. I mean, technically it started off back in 2018 at a gym called Open Sparring. Basically, it was a collaboration of a bunch of athletes that had left their gym or were just looking to branch out and train at other gyms where there were more like-minded individuals with the goal of pursuing international competition. So Open Sparring, there was myself, Levi Jones-Leary, Hope Douglas, Varun Malhotra, Lucas Counard, and Tom Strombeck. How do you say it?
Tom Stram.
Tommy Stram. Sorry, Tom. And so we basically were doing professional competition training there, and basically a lot of it was just drilling and sparring. So fast forward a few years later, we found ourselves in the COVID lockdown. I'd actually moved to Melbourne, and roughly a little bit before this period of time, a new member by the name of Josh Alsop had joined the gym, and he was actually the one that came up with the name the Secret Kumite. Secret Kumite in the woods. The reason why it's in the woods is because right across the road from this gym is a cemetery which is in the forest. So the idea was it's secret training in the forest, in the woods. So basically what it was beforehand was the resistance. We were resisting against gym politics so that we could all train together and collaborate. And so, so roughly since 2018 up until now, the Secret Kumite is slowly kind of built into the room that we have today, where it's just a collaboration of athletes from different gyms that are really pursuing that international jiu-jitsu tournament competition life. And now we're at a point where we have a very structured form of training. Prior to this, we would just kind of turn up and someone would set a timer to drill. It was very informal. And then eventually people would just get sick of drilling and say, okay, let's start rolling. And soon we were just doing this random open mat with no one training with us. So it became evident to me that I needed to take charge and try and create a room that people actually wanted to be in. And so the other goal of this is I basically want to get Sydney to a point where people that want to compete at Worlds don't need to go overseas to do a training camp. I want people to be able to just come here and do the training camp and not really worry about which gym they have to register under. As long as, you're coming in, you're putting in work, we're all benefiting from each other, we're all helping each other out, and then we can go overseas and actually start to put Australia on the map in the international competitions. How I see, I guess, the cross-training situation in Australia now, I'd like to think that people are more open to other people training at other gyms, but I still think at this point in time, it still hasn't really changed that much. And I also kind of noticed that with people that would come to train at our gym, eventually they would kind of disappear. And if you if you spoke to them about it, they'd say, "Oh, my coach actually was getting annoyed at me for training here with you guys, so I had to stop coming." Yeah, I got this.
It's a big target and I missed.
It's a big target, but a small bullseye.